My name is Brian Seggy. I served basically all over the world. The Falklands, Angola, Sierra Leone, the Balkans, Iraq. I served in Belize for a long while. I served for 42 years as a marine engineer and combat diver, and I really enjoyed my military service. And I was involved on the 8th of June at the bombing of Sir Galahad and Sir Tristram, where we lost 55 soldiers and Royal Fleet Auxiliary personnel and about 138 injured, mainly badly burnt. That was a significant event for me, and I would suggest that that is the index trauma that combat stress helped me address many years later, over 30 years later. I first realised I had some combat-related mental health conditions way back after many tours in 1982. However, I never went to the front door of any help because of the stigma involved until 2014, and I went to the front door of combat stress, self-referred, and I was diagnosed with complex post-traumatic stress disorder with comorbid depression, and that was the start of my journey and acceptance to recovery. My symptoms were overworking. I was doing classic avoidance. I couldn't sleep properly. I was drinking alcohol heavily at the weekend when I could. My behaviour was starting to be affected. I was very sharp and intolerant with many people, but I had no feelings whatsoever. I was absolutely inept and numb inside. There was no joy in my life, and I couldn't celebrate or enjoy the normal things. I became very isolated and a very poor partner to my lovely wife. There's many sights and sounds and smells that a normal member of the public would just ignore. As a soldier with this sort of mental health condition, I found the smell of something like a barbecue extremely difficult, and I had to avoid them. A child screaming in a playground would set an alarm off and locate my mind back to some very horrific and combat related situations. If you walk by a normal building site and a nail gun goes off, the noise will immediately put me into panic, fear. I will sometimes dive on the ground. It can be very distressing and quite embarrassing. After 31 years of ignoring it, I was suddenly not invincible and very weak and very fearful of the future. And within a very short time, which I was thankful for, I went in for a 2-week assessment. I then went in for 6 weeks treatment, which definitely changed my life for the better. And my wife even said, I've got my husband back. I would strongly recommend that anyone who is feeling that things are not right, because you know yourself when it's not right, to pick up the phone and seek help as early as possible. Do not leave it 31 years like I did. The earlier you get help, the better your success will be in recovery, early intervention. I have taken a long time to get there, and I'm still today not as well as I could be. However, I would wish I could turn the clock back and go and get help earlier.